Okay, so we are live. Welcome to today's live. We have Helen that way. Oh, I'm going to be rubbish.
One way. Yeah, that's me.
Helen, and we've got Dave. So
I'm
Helen
underneath
today, who is one of our members, but is also an ex-GP and retired doctor. So she's worked with us for the last year, maybe more now. Has been working with us for exercise, nutrition, and we've been helping her through over the last 12 months to kind of improve her health, get her moving. And we've got some questions for her today. We want to learn from her experience and get a bit more insight into her journey. So, Dave, start away with your questions.
Now, Helen, how worried are you about what I might ask you?
Don't you dare ask me anything that I don't want to answer.
So what shall we start with? Let's be serious for a second. So your background as a GP, why did you come and start exercising with us at the Revitalise plan?
Well, it started approximately a year ago. It's been good. So you want me to tell you what I feel about it?
Yeah, just why did you come and start training with us? Simple as that. You know, what prompted you?
I joined the gym and met you and Tracy, and you offered me the chance to actually do some exercising to try and help my mobility because I've got really, really arthritic knees. And I jumped at that chance and realised that it isn't just the mobility, it's just the general exercise was what I was missing. Having been a GP and sitting all day, every day in a seat, answering a phone and talking to patients on the phone, I didn't really get much in the way of exercise at all. And then I would come home from work after a 12-hour day, stuck at home and doing the usual routine bits and pieces that you would do at home, and go to bed. And I wasn't getting the time to do any exercise. So exercising was totally and utterly alien to me until I met the two of you, really. Yes, I've got a bicycle in the garage and I had a dog, but it wasn't something I ever did. never walked, never exercised. I went everywhere in the car.
Yeah. And do you think one of the big benefits was the fact that we just started you at the right level for you?
Yes, it definitely was. It was a really slow, easy start. There was no pressure to do anything I couldn't do. But yet I wanted to do more, if that makes sense. I just, once I started on that journey and got on the first step of the ladder, I just wanted to keep climbing that ladder and keep doing other things and getting as far as I possibly could. I probably, over the last year, I've only lost about 15 kilos, but that's 15 kilos less than I would have had on me if I hadn't started doing the exercise and being a little bit more concerned about my nutrition. But it's just learning step by step, starting at the level that's best for you and then working your way up gently to get to where you want to be and hopefully keep going as well. I find that I'm almost addicted to having my exercise now. And last week, the first week of our lockdown, it was horrendous because I did just too much to begin with. But yeah, it's brilliant. I don't know why I do what I do without it now.
And why do you feel addicted to the exercise? Is it the exercise, or is it the motivation, or the fun element?
If I don't do it, I feel really stiff and really sore. If I don't do the stretches on a daily basis, if I don't get up and make myself do exercise, I feel I'm missing something, if that makes sense. Other people are doing it and I'm not doing it. So I'm missing something. And there is a certain addiction to actually doing it. You don't want to miss something that you might not be able to pick up on a later basis if you join in a class somewhere later on somewhere else. But no, it's enjoyment. It's also the social aspect of it. You meet other people, you get to know other people, you're exercising with other people, you've got like-minded people that you're doing these things with. People who are in the same situation as yourself, so it's really good.
That's awesome. And what have you achieved that you didn't think you'd achieve a year ago? And Tracy, once Helen spoke, you fill in, because I think we've both seen Helen achieve more than she even knows herself. So what do you think you've achieved, Helen?
I'm happier going out for a walk now than I would have been before, though I'm not allowed to at the moment, except for one walk a day. I would happily go. At one stage, I used to always try and park as close to the doorway of the supermarket as I could. Now I'll park where my car's safer and walk the distance. Silly things like that. I'm more inclined to want to exercise. I want to get out and do things. I don't want to be stuck in a seat all day. Does that make sense? I want to do things now. I've noticed, even with my exercising, I'm doing more than I ever thought I would do in exercising, which is a big thing. It's, silly things like different types of exercises. I'll give everything a go now. If it gets a bit too much, I'll just stop and do it to my level. But I really enjoy giving everything a go.
And I think the other area that I've seen a massive difference in you, Helen, is through your balance. We've worked so much over the last year on working on that balance, and it's just making you move more effectively day to day when you're having to just walk around. I think that balance is really helping you.
I find that I'm not so likely to fall over, and I know that sounds daft. At one stage, if I had caught my toe on something, a bit of uneven, something, I could have just fallen down, but I catch myself now. I can now right myself without going down. I have fallen, but not as much as I thought I would have done. It's working quite well now.
I've got a question. So you like going on your holidays. When you've been on your holidays since you've been doing this, has it improved your holidays?
Yes, very much so. I thoroughly enjoy it. I don't have the same problem going up and down steps. I enjoy swimming, and it's making swimming even easier. Silly things like I'm looser, my joints are looser, so I can actually swim better. It's all little things like that. And I don't have the same fear about going up and down steps into an aeroplane anymore. At one stage, you used to think, I'm going to need help to do this. But I don't. Yep. I can do it now, and it's without a problem.
Now, that's the feedback that, is the most powerful. They're the things that your life is easier and the stuff you enjoy is easier. That's what's important.
Yeah, very much so.
And does it help you balance in when you've had too many glasses of red wine?
Well, I didn't fall the other night. Well done. I was having too many glasses of red wine, and that was a first for a long time.
You knew I'd have to ask that question at some point.
Oh, I knew, yeah.
With your GP, your ex-GP's hat on, you're a very knowledgeable lady, having spoke to you for the last year. What has this made you think about? This is a bit of a big question at you. How important do you think exercise really is in helping people with their health and well-being, where they go to doctors, GPs, and they have certain underlying conditions, or energy levels dropping or pain? How has your experience changed your mindset from when you were in service?
As a GP, when I was working as a GP, I never actually understood the necessity to do exercise. You're told that exercise is good for people, but you don't really understand why exercise is good for people. Since I've retired and I've taken up gym and working with the Revitalise group, I actually find that exercise is now a huge part of my life. And if it wasn't for exercise, I think I'd probably be more down in the dumps. It boosts your morale. It makes you feel better. You feel like you're achieving something. All of these things, it keeps your morale so much up and so buoyed up that you feel like you can get on with the day now. And I can understand why some people feel that they really need to go out, almost like addicted to being exercise, and these people need to run all the time. But it's the people who don't normally exercise that we need to be pointing this out. The people who don't do it, or the people who are not doing it because of medical issues or mobility issues, and they really need to be encouraged to do something, even if it's only a little bit now and again. And it would be the one thing that would make them feel so much better. I honestly believe that exercise is probably as much a part of medical well-being as your health, your medical health. Does that make sense? The two should be
definitely.
They should be on a par.
Do you think exercise?
Yes,
I've done well not to interrupt you so far.
I was going to add to that. I think that's a really good point, Helen, that there are people out there who aren't exercising, and And maybe that's the main reason why they're not exercising, is because they are in pain and they're not quite sure where to start. A lot of the commercial exercise and a lot that's available to you is quite high-end exercise. And for those sorts of people who are in pain, who find it difficult to move, it's quite difficult for them to know exactly where to start.
Yeah.
I think if anyone is watching who doesn't know where to start and is in the same boat as what Helen was, or if you have a comment at all, pop it in the comments box. Perhaps you've got a question for Helen on what her journey is, or where she started, or how she got going. I think that'd be really interesting from other people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, how important do you think it is now, Helen, to, these are, unprecedented is the most overused word in the English language at the moment, so I'm not going to use that word. Furlough is a word I've understood for the first. In these unusual times, how important do you think it is to stay active for people?
Probably more so now, because if you don't, we're being told that you can go out for one walk a day, you walk the dog once, and the poor dogs are all being dragged off the feet because everyone's taking the one dog out for several walks a day, but they're all getting just one walk. But I think in these times, we need to be more aware of how much exercise we're doing. Otherwise, you're going to sit in front of the television and do nothing. And you're going to eat, and you're going to sit, and you're going to do nothing. I think you need exercise in this just to keep your mind exercising, to keep your body exercising, to make you feel better. Also, if we can come together online like this and do exercising online, it becomes a sociable aspect as well. Everyone meets up, everyone gets a chance to do things together. It's very, very important to maintain your exercise levels, especially in this particular time as we are at the moment. And it's going to go on for a while longer, and we're going to have to. Otherwise, if we don't exercise, I think we're all going to be like balloons at the end of it. We'll just eat and not exercise if we don't do something about it.
Yeah, and I think there's an element there for people's mental health as well, mental well-being. It's just keeping active, just keeping your mind going, and not kind of getting stuck into having, like you say, being stuck watching the TV for too long.
Yeah, I think we're lucky. We're coming into spring, I suppose, so that people are going to be able to get out into their back garden if they have one. But even if they don't have a back garden, I think even just the online exercising that we can do together is really important, because you have a set time you can exercise, you can go away from it and come back to it again, and even do other things yourself around the house just to keep yourself active. And yeah, I agree with you, Tracy. It will maintain your mental well-being, certainly in this particular time at the moment while we're stuck and we can't do the social as we all would do. So we have to do it all in a different way.
Yeah, we're doing that with the group, aren't we, as well, which you're joining in lots of those classes, where we've got morning classes and evening classes. And how are you finding those, Helen?
They're good, actually. It's really good. I've been able to share the Facebook page, and we've got quite a few other people coming in now as well, which is really nice to see other people that we haven't met before, and people we know as friends who are coming and joining in the exercise. It's really good. And we can chat if we want to afterwards, or we can chat during it if we want to, or just get on with the exercise and enjoy your exercise. I think the social aspect of those, as well as the mental well-being of everybody else, especially those people who live alone, I think it must be really hard for them at the moment. If you live alone and you don't have people you can actually talk to physically, you need some way of being able to maintain that sociability and also maintain your mental health at the same time.
I agree with that one there. I'm alone. I'm living alone at the moment, so I can definitely relate to that one.
Yeah.
Any final words, Dave?
I think thank you so much for coming and joining us today, Helen. Your journey motivates me because you've come in as I would say, not the keenest exerciser I've ever had in 25 years.
Correct.
But now you're like the massive advocate. And I think seeing you progress to a place where you're confident in moving is the big thing for me. You're not worried about trying stuff. You were at the beginning of what me and Tracy do with people. We get them realise what they still can do, what they can't do is not important.
I think
Thank
building up,
you
I think
so much for today.
you've built my confidence up phenomenally, so much so I will try almost anything now, which is good.
That's really great to see. Thank you so much, Helen, for joining us today. It's great to share your story.
Thank you.